The dervish, resolute and determined, set out into the vast and unforgiving desert after leaving the city. He had heard from his friends about an ancient temple hidden deep within the remote deserts, where a wise priest resided who could solve unsolvable problems. Now he was making his way toward that temple. Days turned into weeks, and weeks into months, as he traversed the endless sands, his heart filled with love and determination. His youthful spirit withered under the scorching sun, and his body grew weak and frail. One scorching afternoon, as the dervish wandered in the desert, he spotted a structure in the distance. Hope sparked in his heart, and with his last bit of strength, he moved toward it. When he finally reached the ancient temple, he was awestruck by its grandeur. Despite its age, the temple stood tall and magnificent, its stone walls adorned with intricate carvings and hieroglyphs that narrated tales of ancient gods and kings. When he entered the temple, he was met by an old Egyptian priest whose face was adorned with the wisdom of years. The priest, sensing the dervish's fatigue and suffering, invited him into the cool and shaded halls of the temple. There, with a trembling voice, the dervish recounted his sorrowful and romantic tale. He spoke of how he had fallen in love with the Pharaoh's daughter and lost his wits and sanity to this love. The priest listened intently, his eyes thoughtful. After several days of contemplation and observing the dervish's sincerity, the priest said, "Your heart is pure, and your love is true. The gods have heard your plight, and there is a way to free you and change your fate." The priest spoke to the dervish about a hidden and mysterious cave located among the mountains, telling him that this place is shrouded in mystery and protected by the ancient gods, and the key to your salvation lies here. If you possess the necessary courage and faith, I will give you a map that will guide you to this mysterious cave. Inside this cave, there is a wonderful spring of crystal clear water, said to have magical properties. If you drink it, light and youth will appear on your face and strength will emerge in your body. Additionally, within this cave lies a treasure, and if you can obtain it, you will gain immense wealth and great status. The priest began to describe the cave to the dervish, warning him that reaching it would be extremely difficult and would demand a strong will. Along the way, the priest explained, you will encounter numerous challenges. You must climb sharp and towering rocks with dangerous slopes, face fierce animals such as leopards and venomous snakes, endure violent storms, sudden downpours, and intense heat, and navigate through the winding path where you could easily get lost. Once you enter the cave, you will confront guardian spirits under the command of the ancient gods, who will attempt to frighten and mislead you. You must pass by them with unwavering courage and faith. Inside, you will also encounter fiery serpents that spew flames and move with alarming speed. You will need to discern true springs from deceptive mirages and break ancient spells that will try to trap you in an endless loop. To overcome these challenges, you must use special signs that can only be found within the cave. With these instructions, the dervish set off on his arduous journey, determined and hopeful. After enduring many hardships and overcoming all obstacles, he finally reached the magical spring. Its clear waters sparkled like crystal, and a cool breeze emanated from it, momentarily making him forget his exhaustion. As the dervish approached the spring, he knelt and dipped his hands into the water to drink. But at that very moment, a strange and frightening voice echoed through the temple, saying, "Anyone who drinks from this spring will face death." The dervish hesitated for a moment, contemplating the voice. If this is a divine warning and I am poisoned and die after drinking, no one will ever know my fate. However, having traveled so far and with such determination, the dervish withdrew his hands from the water and pondered. He wondered if all his efforts and suffering had been for nothing, and if he should take the final step to reach his ultimate goal. Resolute, he thought, I did not endure all these hardships just to give up at the last moment. Trusting his inner voice and having faith in his chosen path, he dipped his hands back into the water. With each sip he took, he felt an unusual sensation flowing through him. A radiant and vibrant light appeared on his face, and he felt extraordinary strength in his body. No longer afraid of death or the terrifying voices, he knew that by drinking the water, he had not only become stronger, but also rejuvenated both body and soul. Revitalized, the dervish rose with renewed strength and youth, and set off to find the hidden treasure within the cave. As he ventured deeper into the cave, the walls were adorned with ancient carvings and inscriptions telling stories of gods and kings. After navigating through a winding path and passing through halls illuminated by torchlight, he reached a heavy door sealed with ancient spells and magical symbols. Remembering the priest's guidance, he carefully studied the signs, and with focus and determination, broke the spells one by one. Upon opening the door, a dazzling light poured out from a hidden chamber. The dervish cautiously entered and was amazed by what he saw. An enormous treasure trove of gold and jewels, silver and gold-plated vessels, ancient coins, and valuable artifacts glistened brightly. Each treasure held stories of wealth and power from ancient times. Among the treasures, a golden crown adorned with precious jewels caught the dervish's eye. He gently placed it on his head and immediately felt not only wealth and power, but also ancient wisdom and knowledge being imparted to him. In another corner of the chamber, a book with a golden cover and hieroglyphic inscriptions lay on a stone table. The dervish opened the book and began to read. It contained ancient secrets and wisdom known to only a few. With each page he turned, he became more aware of the treasure's greatness and power. Now possessing unparalleled wealth and knowledge, the dervish decided to return to the city and establish a worthy place for himself. He knew that with this wealth and knowledge, he could not only propose to the pharaoh's daughter, but also help the people of his city and create a brighter future for them. Yet in his heart, many unanswered questions remained. What new challenges awaited him? Would the pharaoh's daughter accept him? The answers to these questions would be revealed in the next part of the story. Thank you for joining me on this journey. If you enjoyed this part of the story, please give it a like and don't forget to subscribe so you won't miss the next chapter. There's so much more to discover.